Oh, 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 look at that. Got the orange light on. Good morning. Well, it's an eventful morning already, and I'm just getting around to starting my video. I apologize for that. I have been to the dealer and back. I got the temperature sensor that we needed and the valve off of there on the combine that we swapped. I don't think this is going to fix the problem, but it was a cheap, easy thing to try. So we got to get those installed this morning. We just got the dryer fired back up. We were having trouble. It wouldn't start. We were getting an error message on the flame control, so I had to make some phone calls and figure out what was going on there. We put a jumper wire in to bypass some stuff, and it works now. So next time we shut it down, we got a couple of tests that we need to do to see what exactly the problem is, but I think we've got it narrowed down. So anyway, Dad did a little bit of mowing around some fields here this morning. I need to get this combine put back together so we can go shell corn here today. Okay, there's our new temperature sensor, and there's our new pressure valve, something or other. I don't know. I gotta put the cover back on, and then the combine should be okay. All right, well, dryer's running good again. It is slowing down a little bit. That was up to 1600 last night, but our corn going in is a lot wetter. That little bit that we ran around my seed warehouse last night was wetter corn, so it's gonna adjust for that. But we've already got it running in automatic mode. Things are good. That controller there is the one that was giving us an error code, so I put a jumper wire in a spot in there. But basically what was happening is up here on our gas valves, there's a actuator arm here. This arm kind of opens and closes this valve to adjust the height of our flame in there to cycle the temperatures and keep it where we want it. And it was not closed fully. And whether that's because this valve has got a broken spring or something bad in it, or there was something stuck in the valve down there, we're not real sure. But putting that jumper wire in basically overrode the safety startup thing. And the guy I called to ask about it said it's basically like starting a tractor up at half throttle instead of at a full idle. And once it's started, it doesn't matter, it's all running. So we'll fix it as soon as we get a chance and figure out exactly what's going on, but that's the deal. There's a lot of stuff here on this gas line. Still a big fire. And my lights. Oh man, them lights are so cool. Well, I hitchhiked a ride down here to get the grain cart. We gotta go back and fuel that tractor up. The field we are going to is right around the corner over there, so we'll meet Dad back there here in a minute. Oh yeah, and now that it's daylight, you can see this is the area that we did last night that I wanted to get off, because right there, that's where my house is gonna go. So it should be nice. Fueling. All right, well, we're getting stuff opened up here. Sounds like this corn is relatively similar to what that other stuff was, maybe a little bit wetter, but running in the 170s, I think. And yeah, we should be able to get quite a bit done today. That's good. I think it was like 22% the first load that Phil took back, so a little bit wetter, but that's okay. Oh man, guys, sometimes it's boring out here. Sitting waiting for the combine. I was looking up, I pulled up my yield map from that last field that we did last night. Well, not the last field, but the big field that we did yesterday. Just trying to see if there was anything that jumped out at me as far as differences in different areas or things like that. And that's pretty much a standard yield map for us. You can see red areas over here, that was trees and end rows and trees. And then the low areas of the field are green. The high areas, elevation-wise, are red. It all relates to water. There is maybe just a slight break right here where it seems to be better this way than this way. And maybe a touch down here. I don't know, it's sort of hard to see much. On the computer, I can actually highlight areas and see how whole average is in areas and stuff. But I did have some fungicide trials in that field where the north 2/3 got sprayed with a tassel fungicide late with the Haggy. The south 2/3 got sprayed early with a V5 application, and there was some overlap then in the middle. And so I was trying to see if I could pick it out real clearly. I cannot. Not saying there wasn't a difference, but it wasn't clear enough just to be able to see it on the yield map. So we are right over here in this field right now. This field also got tassel fungicide and some early fungicide, a little bit of both. So we'll see how that one does. But anyway, we're working across there. It's gonna take a little while yet. We've probably got 25 acres done, something like that. Also keeping an eye on our dryer, still coming out 14.7, really good. It's a little wetter today, 22.5 going in, and we're getting about 1,100 bushels an hour. You can see this chart here, the green line is the inlet moisture, and it kind of jumped all over the place as it was pulling some of that last load from last night and then getting back into our dryer corn. It was 18 or something, and so jumped around a little bit, but the rate kind of followed it, and it did a really good job of keeping it dry coming out. It spiked up just briefly there for a minute, so that's good. Still running pretty well. If we start getting a lot more of this 22% corn, stuff that's a little bit wetter, we may bump our drying temperature up to 200 degrees, and it'll dry it a little faster then. iPad's also good for this. Catching up. I was like 3 days behind. So this spot right in front of me where Dad just combined, that's where I did one of my yield checks there a couple of weeks ago, where we counted the population and then weighed the ears up and stuff. I had parked right in the corner of that woods and kind of walked out into this area. So yeah, I don't know what the combine said the yield was there, but I think my test said something like 185, 100, something like that. He's full. I made her just in time. I was waiting for him to work around the edge of the woods there. But, getting into some longer rows here. Looks like really good corn right in here. Let's see if we can do another thing here. So in the My John Deere app, when we were looking at that yield map, we can also see some of our equipment. There's our combine, and you can see all the passes he's made. Let me pull this up, push this button. Let's see if this works. While we keep up with what we're trying to do here, you know, run the grain cart. See if he pushes the button right. Sure enough, look at that. Now I can see the yield map right there. Everything he can see on the combine, I can see from here. That's pretty cool. So we're averaging 164, which is not great, but it will get better. This field gets a lot better the farther that way you go. So interesting. Not that 164 is bad, but you can see right here, we're all over 200. I'll let it drop way off. Interesting. Interesting how much it changes and how quickly. Looks like we got about 33 acres done too, so as he's going by here, we're going to watch his yield monitor a little bit. Comes up over this hill, and I'm sure we're going to see some pretty low numbers, but then you'll notice that it drops off. Well, maybe you won't, because cameras don't show elevation very good. But from where he's at right now, it's starting to go downhill, and then it's going to get a lot better down there, I'm sure. And the farther towards the back he goes, the lower it gets, the better. So right now, ouch, dropped to 101, 115. That's from where it was on the hill. There's a little bit of a delay in the yield monitor, and certainly a delay to the remote access to us. But now look at it. 100 bushel swing there in less than a minute. 130 or 220, yeah, 240, and then it drops back off again. It's just, you get these little waves up and down, and anywhere that the ground is shaped like this, it's no good, and anywhere it's shaped like this and it held water, it jumps way up and spikes. So yeah, interesting. and it averages 165, somewhere in the middle. Lots of variability. That's what we're seeing. Lots of variability. You really can just see the difference in the corn as you just look across the profile. It gets kind of gray on the ridges, and then there's just a little bit of a dip there, and it's better. It's amazing how much of a difference just that little bit of water holding capacity of the soil makes when we're dry. On a wet year, you don't notice this as much because everything's got plenty of moisture, but on a dry year, it shows up big time. Well, he just finished one round from what I've been able to see on this monitor, and the yield went up a whole bushel per acre. Like, it was at 164.4 when he started. Now it's up to 165.4. So the corn he's getting into must be a lot better than what we had been. All right, Phil came on the radio here a little bit ago, said he was having some trouble with auger at the grain system. We got a liner in the auger trough on our pit that apparently it's wearing out and starting to peel up, and so he's got to address that, which means he's not back here at the field. So we've got a full truck, we've got a relatively full grain cart, can't make another round, so Dad and I are going to shut stuff down, go back to the farm, see if he needs any help, and maybe get some lunch at 2:30. That's how it goes. See that green piece sticking out of there? That's a problem. Well, working in tight spaces, less than ideal conditions here, but down in there you can see that liner in there. It's coming loose, so we got to get it out. We're just going to pull the whole thing out. We'll keep running this, and then we'll end up replacing it in the off season sometime. Looks like our auger's getting pretty worn too, so this needs some attention. Fun. Guess I haven't shown you guys this aspect of our grain system, the pit here, kind of down underneath. Obviously up there's the grate where we dump into. Grain comes through this auger. It's on a little bit of an incline to get up some height to get it dump into the leg there. Yep. Well, we got it loose and we're trying to get it out. It's a pain to do. So we're going to try and start cutting little bits and pieces as we get it down to this end here. And then basically we bump the auger until it goes. It's getting more serious. Trying to take these slides off so we can get down in there from the top side a little bit better. It's, yeah, this is what the problem is. I think we got it. Going back together. I think we got it. Okay, well, we got it fixed. We got all that plastic stuff out of there, got everything put back together. That liner was put in when it was new to prevent wear on our U-trough. It worked, but the liner wore out, so, but now it's like we've got a brand new U-trough there, but a better way to get nice and dirty. And so I'm gonna try and clean myself up here a little bit. And then I might go find some food. Phil's got 2 trucks to dump. And then we can go back and shelf them all. Okay, we are back to the field. We'll get our cart unloaded. Dad's getting started shelling over there. See how far we can get here, if we can get this field done tonight or not. Well, we aren't going to get it done. Yeah, I'll explain in a minute. Okay, so reason why we might not get done tonight. I have actually entered a strip in this field into the National Corn Growers Association's corn yield contest. And I know you're probably thinking your average yield is 164, you don't stand a chance. Well, normally you would be right. However, this field has a little bit of a unique history. So that portion back over there that we mostly have done, we have farmed for a very, very long time, like 35 years. But where the end of the woods is there, all of this back here and all of it that way is relatively new to us. It was CRP ground for as long as I can remember growing up. It was always in CRP. We bought the farm in, I believe, 2012, 11, 12, something like that. And we tiled it out really well, and once the CRP contract was up, we started to farm it. And it has been one of our best producing farms ever since. And to prove that point, I want to show you what the last time we had corn here, what the yield map looked like. So this was the last time of corn. Can you tell the portion of this farm that we had farmed for 35 years versus the stuff that had been farmed for 5 years at that point? I haven't been able to explain this yet. I don't know if it's an organic matter thing or what exactly is going on to cause it. But it is night and day difference once you get out of the old part of the field. And we're just about right on the edge of it now. It goes up to the edge of that house lot up there, which we haven't quite made it to. But you can see where my blue dot is. That's where we are. So another 2 or 3 rounds and we'll be out of the other stuff, and our yield is going to jump drastically. And yeah, so somewhere over in this portion, we're going to leave about 5 acres for corn growers' yield trial stuff over there. And I can't harvest that right now because you have to have a superintendent come out to verify the weights and everything and make sure that you're not cheating. So sometime when I get him able to be out here to do that, we'll come back over and harvest it. I've got 2 more trials going on up in our irrigated field, so we'll probably try and do them all at the same time, would be my guess.
Ice cream cookies.
It's too bad I don't have better cell phone service. This would work better. But it's something. At least I can see them. Winter already. Man, it's like that clock hits 6:30. Time to turn the lights on. It's not even phone magic making it look light out. It's literally that light out. I don't understand. See that window right there? We gotta go wash it. I need to be able to see in that window. Dirty, dirty, dirty. We're gonna do that one too. There, look at that. Oh, yeah. Now I might be able to see how much corn is in here from the cab. All right, much better. Just for good measure, because we got a minute, let's do this one too. Oh, look at that. Now we can see. We can even see the pile in there. Perfect. I even washed that window and mirror just for good measure, but I didn't do that side. It's still dirty. It's okay. We are gonna have a pretty full cart here though.
Gonna dump on the way up or what?
When the camera that's mounted to the top of the rail inside in the back corner gets buried in corn, it's full. I could have got a little more in there, but that's what we got. 58,000 pounds. There's a semi-load. The tractor knows it too. So our average in this field is climbing. He's up to 173. Back when we were over, well, before we quit to fix that auger, you know, when I had connected, it was like a 164 average. So it's gone up by 10 bushel, almost 10 bushel, just since we've been in the long rows here, the good corn, I guess you want to call it. So we're finishing up behind the, let me see if I can show you the outline of this field. Not there, here. So we're finishing up these rows over here behind this house. We've got some left in between here yet, but part of that's what we're going to leave. I don't know how much. I don't know how much of that over there we're going to leave yet. We'll probably take a little bit more of it, but probably leave 7 to 10 acres worth, something like that. If anybody from John Deere watches my videos, it would be super helpful if I could actually push these buttons here. Yeah, that would be nice. All right, we're trimming down the little bit that we're going to leave for the contest acres. I'm watching the combine yield monitor, trying to find the best spot. If we can find a spot that's consistently over 200, I'd like it to be closer to 230 to 250. It's out here, it's just not consistent enough. You get spots like that that are thin. But if we can find it, that would be good. We'll do all right. 180 or 190 average probably ain't going to cut it, though. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to leave it from here on. We're going to go to the other side of this strip and pull some off of there. And then we'll be, it is what it is. just... So this stuff looks really good. In spots it is. 197 is nothing to complain about. I don't know. Alright, well, we're calling it a night here. There's maybe 10 acres left, something like that. A little more than what we probably needed to leave, but we finished with the truck full, so we'll let her go. I don't know when I'm going to get to doing this entry. Like I said, I've got 2 other ones up north on our irrigated field. I don't really want to wait that long, but if it's more convenient to do all 3 of them at the same time, to have the guy here that's got to supervise it, then that's what we'll do. Alright, we're back at the farm. I just wanted to climb up the dryer and look around a little bit. Check out those lights. We got 3 lights on our wet bin. We got a big fire in our dryer. Really doesn't get that warm on this door. I'm surprised. It's pretty warm up there. But anyway, I'm going to climb up and take a look around up top there. I was feeling some raindrops when I was down there on the ground, and I wasn't sure if it was moisture coming off the dryer or actual rain. Appears to be actual rain. So if I open this door, you can see there it's full of corn. There's a, hold on, let me turn the light on. There's a sensor on the bottom of this arm that tells it when it's full or when it's not. But because we're filling right now, we're emptying that truck, the pipe is full. So like I said, when we do this all gets full, this fills up, it backs that whole pipe up, and then it overflows over there into the wet bin. So that is currently filling up. Them lights, man. I can't express to you how excited I am that those work like I want them to. You can see the corn in those vents. This is the fill cone on the top. It's only got vents on one side. There we're off the side of the top of the dryer. It's warm and moist air coming out of there. It's burning boiling the moisture right out of the corn. Oh, look at that. Got the orange light on. All right, well, we have quite a bit of wet corn around, I guess, given that that orange, yellow, it's yellow. The yellow light is on up there. Phil's gonna stay here with the dryer, well, yeah, he's gonna stay here for the dryer for a while tonight. Just keep an eye on things and let it run for a while. I'm going to come in the morning and start it back up. We do not need to let it run all night, but we do need to keep it moving. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I will be taking the morning to go to church and do that stuff, but I'm gonna come here and start the dryer up first, so that it'll have a few hours to catch up there in the morning, and then we'll start shelling tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. That dryer can run by itself. It should be able to run overnight and without supervision. But we had some trouble last year. Not so much with the dryer, but with the leg, the dry leg. I'm pretty sure I sort of showed it in one of my videos last fall, but we had a bucket come off on the belt at some point. I don't know how. I don't know where it came from, but it rolled around in there because we couldn't find it. A new one was missing, we replaced it, but we couldn't find the one that broke off. And eventually it wore through and it caught the belt and it stopped it. And the leg kept running, the drive pulley at the top kept running, and it burnt through our belt. And that was a big problem. And so now we're just a little bit hesitant to let it run by itself overnight. Like that happened at like 5 o'clock in the morning after we had let it run all night. And it just makes you nervous. So we don't like to, I don't know. I would be fine with it. Phil really worries about it. So we need to find a way to put a speed sensor on the bottom pulley of the leg or something that would tell us if something happens and it's not turning. That would solve that problem. Anyway, I'm going home. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, please. Help keep me growing the channel and getting some more subscribers. Questions, comments, leave them down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Another day. I'm ready for a rain delay. All right, it's nice that we're getting stuff done, but I do need a day off to go do seed stuff. Oh well.